With that, good morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8 o'clock on this Tuesday. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Bob DeCastro. We have the latest from the Pentagon coming up. They told us this morning today will be the most intense day of fighting with Iran that we have seen yet.
So we'll have more on that. Let's take a live look, meantime, at downtown LA, where the LAPD and the FBI are about to hold a joint press conference to discuss a development in a homicide and fugitive investigation. So we've just found out this will have something to do with Omar Alexander Ardinas. He's been on the FBI's most wanted list since 2019 for his alleged involvement in a deadly shooting that happened outside of a barber shop in Sylmar. So when this news conference starts, we'll bring that to you. But first, though, let's get to Maria. She has a check on our forecast. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. On this Tuesday, we have some patchy clouds, a little bit of fog out there. Otherwise, we do have some sunshine, especially inland. Temperatures today, really enjoyable. It's going to be on the pleasant side with those daytime highs still very close to average. Right now, it is about 54 in Palmdale, 56 in Burbank, 44 in Santa Clarita, 59 in downtown LA. Big Bear, it's ticked up a couple degrees to 30. But it's still below freezing. 59 in Palm Springs. High temperatures will get up to around 83 in Palm Springs. Very comfortable in the low desert. 71 in the high desert areas, 58 up into the mountains. Downtown LA today, a little bit cooler than yesterday, 74, down to around 70. Similar conditions for inland Orange County. 72 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to the mid-60s along our coast. Wait till you see, though, the end of the week. We're going to talk about 25 to 30 degrees above normal coming up in just a few moments. But first, let's check in on traffic. Samada's got to look at our freeways now. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. We have a brand new issue. We're going to take you over to the Cerritos area. If this is part of your travels right now, you want to make sure you give yourself a lot of extra time. Getting word of a multiple vehicle crash, and two vehicles are actually on its side blocking lanes southbound. Again, 605 right there at the 91. We've got emergency crews headed to the scene there. And a look at our real-time traffic. Leaving downtown to get to Santa Monica, you want to go ahead and add on 51 minutes. A little over 30 or half an hour. A little over half an hour northbound 110 from the 405. And live Caltrans camera, your drive through Buena Park along that 5 right there, Beach Boulevard, cruising along pretty nice at this hour. Back to you.
Okay. Let's start with the ongoing war in Iran. Yes, there's been talks of a possible end to the conflict, but warnings of more strikes on the way.
Araxia standing by with the very latest developments at this hour. Araxia.
Good morning. So as the conflict enters day 11, here's the headlines to watch for at this hour. Everything is changing minute by minute, but at this hour, we can tell you this. President Trump sending mixed signals about how long the conflict will last, saying it could end very soon, but also warning the U.S. could ramp up attacks if Iran keeps targeting oil routes and shipping in that region. At the same time, Iranian leaders are pushing hard against the idea of a ceasefire. You know what? We do have some breaking news to get to, so why don't we get back to this and send it over to you right now.
Down to downtown LAPD headquarters, the FBI and LAPD holding a joint press conference on a fugitive that they have just apprehended.
Because no words can lessen the pain. But I want them to know that we remain fully committed to seeking justice on behalf of their loved one. Today we're here to highlight the ongoing effort to locate and apprehend Omar Alexander Cardenas, who was wanted in the murder of Jabali Dumas in the Pacoima area of Los Angeles. On August 15, 2019, approximately 4:20 in the afternoon, officers responded to a shooting at a shopping center in the 11900 block of Foothill Boulevard. Mr. Dumas, suffering from a gunshot wound, was transported to a local hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. Detectives from our Operation Valley Bureau Homicide Unit launched an extensive investigation, conducting witness interviews and collecting surveillance video. Through their work, detectives identified the suspect as Omar Alexandria Cardenas, a Los Angeles resident with known gang affiliations. A search warrant served at Cardenas' residence resulted in the recovery of the vehicle believed to have been used in the crime, along with additional evidence linking him to the murder. The case was presented to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, which filed charges for murder and assault with a firearm. A warrant for Cardenas' arrest remains active with full extradition. For nearly 6 years, LAPD detectives have continued to work this case alongside the FBI Fugitive Task Force and our Gang and Narcotics Division, following every lead regarding Cardenas' whereabouts. Today's announcement by the FBI to increase the award for information leading to his arrest is a critical step forward. We believe that someone knows Omar Cardenas' whereabouts, and we're urging anyone with information to please come forward. Our mission is clear: to locate and apprehend Cardenas and bring justice for the Dumas family. The Los Angeles Police Department will continue working with our federal partners until that mission is accomplished. In closing, I do appreciate all of you, our media partners, for coming today and sharing this important message with the public. We truly need the public's help on this case, and I'm thankful for what we will get. And again, to all of you for coming out here. You're a big part of our success as well in this effort. Let me introduce you now to Assistant Director in Charge, Akil Davis. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Akil Davis. I'm the Assistant Director in Charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. I'd like to thank Chief McDonald for hosting this announcement today and their detectives in this investigation, and for his continued support of our joint fugitive task force. We are offering a $1 million reward for any information leading to Cardenas. Cardenas is part of the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives. And a little bit about the task force. The members of this task force include, obviously, the Los Angeles Police Department, California Department of Corrections, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, and a little bit of history about some of their successes. In the first 40 days of 2026, the Fugitive Task Force arrested 57 subjects. Of these, 39 were wanted for homicide, and in these arrests, 12 guns were seized. Cardenas is wanted for murder by the LAPD and the FBI for his involvement in the murder of Jabali Dumas, a crime that occurred on August 15, 2019 in Silmar. Detectives and prosecutors allege that Cardenas fired several rounds from a semi-automatic handgun, striking the victim in the head, causing his death. It is unknown whether the victim was known to Cardenas. However, through our investigation, we believe that to be true. Detectives with the Los Angeles Police Department requested assistance from the Fugitive Task Force, and a federal arrest warrant was issued for his arrest on September 2nd, 2021. We urge anyone with information about Cardenas' whereabouts to call the FBI's tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI, or you could submit tips to tips.fbi.gov. Internationally, information can be provided by calling the nearest American embassy or consulate. You can also, again, submit tips to tips.fbi.gov. Cardenas is the 528th fugitive to be added to the top 10 most wanted list, and he should be considered armed and dangerous. Again, I'd like to repeat, a reward of up to $1 million for information leading to his arrest is available.
Heard from the FBI and the LAPD holding this joint news conference regarding a major development in a murder investigation involving Omar Alexander Cardenas. Just upping the reward, authorities are now offering $1 million for his capture. He's been on the FBI's most wanted list since 2019. He's been wanted for murder and his involvement in an incident that happened in Silmar back in 2019. Authorities do believe the victim was known to Cardenas, and again, they're offering a $1 million reward for his capture.
He's a known gang member. This happened on Foothill Boulevard, again in August of 2019. Now on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitive. We've got Gigi Gracia there at that joint task force at that press conference, and she'll have a full report coming up.
Okay, be right back.
on Fox Local.
A look at some of our top stories this morning. A nationwide ground stop of JetBlue flights has now been lifted. The Federal Aviation Administration says it issued the order just before 10 last night after the airline reported a brief outage. The ground stop was canceled about an hour later. JetBlue has not explained the cause of the system-wide problem.
2 men are now facing federal terrorism charges in what investigators believe was an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism in New York City. The two appeared for an arraignment in federal court yesterday. The pair attempted to set off homemade explosive devices during a protest outside Mayor Zoran Mamdani's residence. Those devices did not detonate, but one did contain an explosive material.
Pasadena police asking for your help to identify a rogue motorcycle rider involved in multiple pursuits. There are pictures right there, the images. They say the suspect has repeatedly fled from officers and engaged in reckless driving. He has multiple tattoos on both forearms and a possible heart-shaped tattoo on the right forearm. He rides a black 2021 Suzuki DR Z400 dirt bike with no license plates.
Now to a major milestone in the life of an Altadena family that Fox 11 has been closely following.
1, 2, 3.
Look at that. The Jones family celebrated the groundbreaking of their new house yesterday, being built to replace the home on Cannon Drive that was destroyed in the Eaton fire. They say the process to get to this point has been painfully long and drawn out. Permits on the new house were finally approved on Christmas Eve, and now the construction work is finally beginning.
It seems like the permitting process is horrible. Just the delays, the resubmissions.
I think it's a little more effort, and that's going to be not just now, it's going to be a couple years to come. You know, just got to do some manpower is the bottom line.
Jones says it would help if the staff at LA County's Department of Building and Safety worked more efficiently and showed more care toward Eaton fire survivors. The family says it's looking forward to sharing their new home with their loved ones. They're hoping to be moved in within the next 10 to 18 months.
A partial government shutdown is creating major backups at some airports across the country. At some locations, travelers are arriving 3 hours early because of delays at security checkpoints. Congress remains deadlocked over funding for the Department of Homeland Security, with immigration enforcement and ICE at the center of this political fight. Plan accordingly if you are traveling anytime soon. Best Buddies brought its 17th annual Best Buddies Prom to the National Orange Show over the weekend, welcoming hundreds of students for a night of celebration and inclusion. This year's theme, Dancing with Joy, honored former passed away. Best Buddies, founded in 1989 by Anthony Kennedy Shriver, pairs students in general education with those in special education to build lasting friendships.
One thing I love about Best Buddies is just how inclusive everything is. We've been having a great day at the prom. No matter the difference, everybody belongs. We're all having a great time. My buddy Michael here brings the energy wherever we go. Michael, do you love the prom? Yeah, we love the prom.
It's been amazing. I love just seeing everybody come together and just be included in everything. And it's amazing. Emily, are you having fun? Yeah.
They look like they're having so much fun.
They look great.
Today, Best Buddies is the largest nonprofit in the world, serving people with intellectual disabilities, guided by the belief that everybody belongs. If you'd like to volunteer for the amazing program, you can find more information on bestbuddies.org.
Oh, such a special night, special organization.
Everybody
It is a special
really
one. Yeah, they also help you find jobs and assign you to different CEOs. I knew somebody who was really involved with this heavily a few years ago, and it is such a well worth organization and charity to contribute not just your money, but also your time. So consider it, as one of your charities that that you want to get involved in. Truly, truly, it is so wonderful. Okay, let's talk about our weather, because today's going to be pretty wonderful. Today's going to be nice and pleasant before the big changes come towards the end of the week. High pressure is just offshore. We've got the clockwise flow around this area of high pressure, so we're getting a northerly wind right now. Those winds are a little gusty, especially through parts of the Tejon Pass and the Grapevine and that 5 freeway. So just keep that in mind as you plan your travel north. We do have that wind advisory in effect. Today, mild conditions as that high continues to move closer to us, and it will build and anchor over the southwest. This is going to provide us with, yes, an offshore flow and that wind, a little breezy, gusty at times, but I think the bigger story will be the heat that it is going to provide for us. 25 to 30 degrees above normal as we get into Thursday and Friday. This is record-breaking temperatures. This is what I'm talking about, dangerous heat. We haven't had heat like this since last year, really, and so a lot of people may not be prepared for this at this time. And of course, those in the vulnerable subsections of our population, like the elderly, our children, if you have any medical issues, you really want to pay attention to what's going to happen towards the end of the week. There will likely be heat alerts spread wide across the southwest when we're talking about a prolonged period of time with this heat. Remember, we talk about the heat as the silent killer. It is the leading cause of weather-related deaths, not tornadoes, not hurricanes. We're just talking about extreme heat, and it's been particularly high over the last decade. So please keep this in mind, plan accordingly as we look at the Weather Prediction Center's temperature outlook beyond the 7-day forecast. We're going to continue this trend well into next week and into the following weekend. So don't let me hear you say you didn't know it was going to be this hot. I'm telling you now to prepare for this heat. 70 degrees for downtown LA today. Conversely, as we get into Woodland Hills, 72 today. Look at the 99 we're expecting by Friday. And we're going to hold on to those 90s for the better part of next week. So this is what I'm talking about, a prolonged period of time where we're going to continue this heat. And a lot of people don't have air conditioning, so you really need to find those cooling centers and get to know where they are right on your app. 78 degrees up in Crestline, 81 by next week. So the mountain locations will get into those low 80s very early for the season, right? It's still March. 93 for Pasadena as we get into Thursday, and we're going to hang on to that above average high for the extended outlook. And as we look at Boyle Heights here, 96 to 98 degrees by Thursday and Friday. So please, please remember to prepare for that. Stay with us. We're going to be right back after this quick break. Don't go away.
Live look at LAX this morning. Some clouds there. We've got cooler temperatures today, but Maria's saying we will be in store for a warm-up in just a couple of days.
Right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't want to be staying away because of...
Well, it is Tuesday.
Well, I don't know. That's
not a big travel
TSA
day.
situation, they got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go.
Agreed.
Let's go, Congress. The Lakers held their 21st annual all-access event at Crypto.com Arena. Fans got a chance last night to shoot baskets on the floor where the Lakers play. They also got photos with Lakers legends like Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry, and Big Game James Worthy. There was also Q&A with former Laker Dwight Howard and current Laker Luka Doncic.
Let's get you caught up on Team USA at the World Baseball Classic.
Strokes one the other way, back towards the wall. There it goes. Aaron Judge strikes first for Team USA.
The big guy, Aaron Judge, hit a home run in the third inning. It was his second homer of the tournament to put the U.S. up 2-0. And then Roman Anthony hit a 3-run blast. The United States leads 3-0. Mexico would keep it close, though, by scoring 3 runs. And this one came down to the 9th. But the United States held off Mexico 5-3 in a thriller.
Yeah, I mean, watched it as a kid growing up and you know, always kind of dreamt of being in it. And so when I got the call and when I got the opportunity to do this, it's been a no-brainer. And just for me being, you know, not a ton of experience and being in this locker room with these guys, it's been unbelievable.
Before last night, dating back to 2006, Mexico had won all 3 times they faced the U.S. in the tournament. The United States will now play Italy in its Pool B finale tonight and can secure the top spot in the group with a win.
Sandwich lovers, you might want to take note. A new list of the best sandwich shops in America is now out, and one local spot made the list.
Ooh.
The ranking from Only in Your State gave top 3 honors to Full Belly Deli in Alabama.
That's a great name.
Moe's Deli in Alaska, Frank's in Arizona, but here in LA, it's Maciel's Plant Butcher at Highland Park.
Oh.
Got the number 5 spot in America. You've been there, Saul? Yeah? No? The shop, you nodded your head like you knew what it was. The shop is known for its plant-based sandwiches using house-made meats with cheeses with Mexican-inspired flavors.
I like it a spice.
Yeah. Still ahead, a boy band pop-up bar. Bring all the 90s nostalgia. Coco is checking it out.
Good morning. All the 90s nostalgia, including the corded phone, of course, and the boy band inspired bedroom. We are here at Remix Room in Hollywood, looking through the wardrobe. I have to see what I'm going to try on. We'll take you here live coming up.
Coco had the phone with the cord.
Oh, did you guys have
We used to have them here at the anchor desk.
transparent phone?
We did
where you
have
could-
one
the clear
here.
phone
The
where you could see
VTech.
it? The VTech.
VTech
phones.
Yeah.
I love those.
I had a purple
Is that
one.
I had a pink one.
That's the cordless one?
Yeah.
No, it has a cord
No, it has-
attached
it
to it.
does
You
have a
could
cord.
see through it.
I had a cordless one.
Oh.
Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah.
And I had a Radio Shack
What do you think?
answering
You're
machine.
better than me.
Hi, it's Amanda's teen line. Leave a message.
Wow.
I still remember the phone number and everything. Did you guys have a teen line?
What the heck is a teen
Yeah,
line?
you have two lines.
2 lines, because my parents said I kept clogging up their phone line. So for $10 extra a month, I had my own
Oh.
phone number.
And then you
Did,
had-
did you really answer it
Then
that
you have
way? It
call
says
waiting.
Amanda's teen line?
I was just so, hello. Yeah, but I did do the voice. I had an answering machine.
Yeah.
It said it's Amanda's
Is that the way you say
teen
it?
line.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you remember how people would have like the R&B songs before their voicemails?
I did that too. And then you lower and you go, leave a message.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
when?
You had to play some
when?
music. But
Like Soul for Real?
We
and
could
then,
go
like-
down. We could go down this rabbit hole of
Salt
remember
pepper.
when's. They're going to keep doing it because I got you.
You have business that you have
I
to
got
get
you.
to.
Business.
I got you, Jasmine. She's our
Salt and
producer.
pepper. That was one too.
Our wonderful soft voice in my
TLC.
ear. Okay, you can cut their mic because I'm going to walk over to the green screen. Listen, guys, I do not want to hear you guys say, Maria never said it was going to be this hot. I am telling you right now, it is going to be that hot, okay? Not today. Today, mostly 70s, very comfortable, pleasant conditions actually with partly cloudy skies. But by Thursday, Friday, it is going to be that hot. It's going to be in the 90s, near 100, dangerous heat, potentially record-breaking temperatures that will continue not just Thursday, Friday into the weekend and into next week, because it's going to stay pretty hot actually through the extended outlook. High pressure is going to stay in control of our weather. In fact, it's going to be just anchored over the southwest. Clockwise flow of air around that high pressure system will give us that offshore flow. And you know what happens when we get that weak Santa Ana wind. I don't think the winds will be so much of a problem as the heat will be. Another ridge of high pressure will reinforce that through next week. I don't see any rain for at least the next 10 to 14 days. So it's going to stay dry. Our highs so far this month, every single day has been above average. Add this on top of the 8 days we had in February. So I think we're going to look for a string of days here. Let's see how long we can go with above average highs temperatures continuing. Today, 70 degrees. So if we reach that 70, which by the way is cooler than yesterday, but it's still above the average of 69, we'll still be above normal. 6:57 is that sunset time. Here are the highs we're expecting. 72 in Corona, very comfortable. 70 downtown, 72 Woodland Hills to that 83 in Palm Springs. All right, let's get over to Samada, get another look at our traffic conditions. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everyone. We do have this ongoing issue. It's clogging up some lanes. This one, multiple vehicle crash. 2 vehicles actually overturned on its side. So we got multiple tow trucks on the way, southbound side of the 605 right there at the 91. We've got speeds reduced down to 17 miles an hour and expect those delays to continue to build until they get that completely removed out of the roadway. Go ahead and tag on 50 minutes westbound 10 from the 5 through Mid-City to get to Santa Monica. 49 minutes leaving Diamond Bar to get to interior downtown. And here's a live Caltrans camera. You're right, at least the eastbound stretch of the 10 through West Covina looking good, but inbound route, a little bit of a struggle. Come back over to you two.
All right, so I want to thank you. AI company Anthropic has followed through on its pledge to sue the Trump administration after being labeled a supply chain risk. The San Francisco-based company filing 2 lawsuits asking the court to reverse the designation, which came after a dispute with the Pentagon over the use of its AI system for military purposes. The company argues the supply chain risk label violates its First Amendment rights and illegally blacklists a U.S. firm over policy disagreements. However, research experts say there are valid concerns being raised.
Kind of scary to think about how that could be used in various military applications and how that race in general could lead to something far greater, which is something that I'm very worried about, that we might actually lose control of these models entirely.
The Pentagon is not commenting on the lawsuit, though it previously said the designation was about maintaining control over the technology used in its operations. After the Anthropic split, the Pentagon struck a deal with their competitor, OpenAI. CEO Sam Altman claims the deal includes red lines that prohibit the use of OpenAI tech for, quote, high-stakes automated decisions.
The maker of weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy is dropping its lawsuit against a San Francisco-based telehealth company. And that means access to popular weight loss drugs are about to get easier for Americans. Novo Nordisk has agreed to let Hims and Hers continue to sell the drugs, but there's a catch. The company will scrap its cheaper off-brand versions of the medication and instead team up with Novo Nordisk. Starting later on this month, Americans will be able to get Wegovy and Ozempic directly through the Hims and Hers platform. The news sent the company's stock skyrocketing nearly 40% as the company strikes a major retail partnership.
LA and cars go hand in hand, but this morning we're celebrating all things trains.
Yeah, Brooke Thomas is live in El Sereno checking out the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum. Good morning.
Hey there, listen, let me tell you, whatever you think this place is, it's bigger. It's wild. My reaction was just shock when I came in here. Take a look at this. I am told you are looking at one of the largest model railroads in the world. If you stretch this whole thing out, it would be more than 28 miles long. It's so cool. I knew this was going to be cool, Aaron, but I didn't know that I was going to be just like floored by how awesome this is. I feel like my little nephew. He would be obsessed in here. This is awesome. Okay, talk to me about this, because here's the thing. My first question immediately is why? But you said that's the only one he's not going to answer, right?
That's the one question we can't answer. But, you know, we all of us here, all the members of the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum, we love trains, we love the layout, we love the artistry. You know, this is one of the largest HO scale layouts in the world. Amazing. And beyond model railroading, just the layout itself and the museum has become a real passion for us. You know, this is decades and decades of craftsmanship, all this made by hand, all made by dedicated members.
And people who are former railroad workers and people who just love trains, right?
We have people from all walks of life. We have architects, we have artists, we have computer technicians, we have people who are just united by either the hobby or the love of railroading.
Yeah, this is so awesome. Okay, so the details, that's one of the parts of this that you have so many little storylines happening in this. And then also, talk to me, because what are these screens? What are we looking at here?
Well, because the railroad is so large, it's kind of hard to know where your train is. You know, your train goes in one tunnel and you're never sure where it's going to come out again. So we have these screens that tell the operators up here in the gallery which blocks are occupied, where their trains are, where they're going. We have a dispatcher who basically works like an air traffic controller, because it's built like a real railroad with a single track for trains going in both directions and then areas that trains can pass. So, yes, situational awareness is a bit of an issue. And you can actually walk around the railroad with your train if you want to, like a lot of model railroads, but most people choose to operate from up here just so you can see, because the world is so vast.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so I'm going to send things back to you all in the studio. There are so many cool details that you would be shocked to find out. We'll have that in the next hour of Good Day LA. Right now, just want to let you know that you can come, bring your family Sunday. They're open every quarter. The next time is this Sunday. To get in, the suggested donation for adults is $7. For kids, it's only $2, unless you're 7 or younger, because then it's free. Back to you.
Part of it is the detail.
This is so cool, right?
The detail,
I know, it's an entire
the detail on the scenery and all of it's just unbelievable. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Wow. It's like the more you look, the more things you see.
No, all the detail.
Wow.
There's so many little tiny scenes. There's a scene over on that side where there is a bear chasing a man up a tree.
No way.
There's so many little details. Yes, there's a car crash in here. There's so much going on. It's really cool.
Wow, very cool.
Thank you, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke, thank you.
The Justice Department reaching a settlement with Live Nation in a high-stakes trial that threatened to separate it from Ticketmaster. Instead, as part of the settlement, we now know Live Nation must divest up to 13% of its venues. The settlement would also let up to 50% of tickets be sold through any ticketing marketplace at amphitheaters that Live Nation owns or operates. Ticketmaster must also offer its technology to third-party companies, including SeatGeek or StubHub. Live Nation has reportedly agreed to pay $280 million in civil penalties. The settlement does not mean the company's legal troubles are over. 27 attorneys general, including California's, say they will continue their lawsuits and have filed a motion for a mistrial.
Well, anybody who says YouTube needs to take a back seat to traditional media needs to take a seat, because YouTube is proving just how much traditional media companies need to watch out. Last year, YouTube's parent company Alphabet reported the platform generated more than $60 billion in revenue. According to financial research firm MoffettNathanson, that means YouTube passed Walt Disney Company's media business. YouTube is now being declared the king of all media and is valued at between $500 to $560 billion. The closest competitor would be Netflix, which has a market cap of about $409 billion. This has been a long time coming.
Absolutely right. Also, when you ask some people where do they listen to their music, before Spotify and Apple Music, people go on YouTube. There was a Drake music video, Hotline Bling, 22 billion views on there. People they can plug in their phone aux, the aux cord, and just play YouTube
Wasn't
music.
the first video to get a billion was that Gangnam Style?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I know. Back in the day. All right, good morning to you. Speaking of entertainment, it's sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. We're going to talk about this. This is an interesting topic that I feel we're going to talk about for future years as well. Chappell Roan is adding stamps to her passport and rants to her paparazzi followers as she heads to dinner in Paris, but it's making waves and headlines right back here at home. We've all rocked out to Chappell Roan's music. We've all gotten
Chappell Roan,
hopped aboard on the Pink Pony Club.
Of course.
We cannot show the clip of her clapping back at the paparazzi due to the video's licensing agreement. I texted you guys the video if you want to watch it. However, as she exits her vehicle and is walking into a restaurant, she calls out paparazzi and shares that they are not respecting her boundaries as she narrates the experience on her own personal phone on the video setting. This is a screenshot of the TMZ article. She is reversing the tables. She's basically flipping it on them and filming them. A lot of people were just looking for her autograph as well.
So some of them were fans.
Some of them were fans, not just paparazzi. Some were fans as well. So this was the headline on TMZ. Chappell Roan turns the camera on paparazzi. Now, this video making the rounds on social media. Here are some of the comments. Chappell's deeply talented. I love her music, but everything about her personally annoys me. Because people are saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. The next one, I fear we made the wrong person famous. Another comment, Chappell is not bigger than Adele or Frank Ocean, and we never see them.
So it's not like you have to necessarily put yourself out there in the throes of the paparazzi if you don't really want to.
She's done this too on red carpets where, and I get it, like I've seen it before where celebrities will be on the red carpet, and especially if they're not well versed to fame, it can be very, like they're screaming at you.
Oh yeah.
Smile or whatever, and you kind of feel like a dancing monkey a little bit. But that is setting boundaries, and that's okay. What's not okay is when you start to then troll your fans and turn the tables on them and say these are the people who made you who you are.
It's true. It's true, and I think we need to be careful also as a society how we're using the word stalker. Right. If this person was outside of her home wanting an autograph, that's a little too personal, okay? You are outside of one of the hottest spots in Paris, and people get to have wind of knowing where you are, and they're asking for an autograph. This might be his only chance of ever getting to meet her.
There's a big difference between that headline, because that said paparazzi, and if they're just chasing you down. But if they are just fans holding a piece of paper,
like there was this kid who was just holding a sign, and she was kind of fanning him out on her social media, and he thought, and I don't know why, but he thought that she was giving him a shout out, and he just very kindly said hi, and then she was actually making fun of him, and I think that's mean spirited.
I mean, she's gonna. I would imagine she would have to address this because hers is a huge message of tolerance and love and inclusivity. That's who she's about, and to do that to a fan.
Right, exactly. You're absolutely right. Fans and paparazzi are two different things. And listen, we saw this with Britney Spears, where it was relentless, okay? This was before social media, where she couldn't go out anywhere. And remember Britney Spears?
Oh, yeah, they would chase them down. They would, paparazzi would chase celebrities down in their cars.
Absolutely, and she snapped. I mean, she got into it so young. You know, it's child star in the Mickey Mouse Club. Chappell Roan was performing on college campuses, wanting to be famous. She was performing, you know, out in public, wanting to sign that big record deal. And I understand, again, when somebody is in front of your home or following you around in your personal life, that's different. That, you know, but you cannot call people stalkers when you are out there in the public as a celebrity, going to some of the hottest, most photographed places in town.
And wearing some of the wildest costumes, too, to generate
I will say
clicks.
she's talented and a beautiful voice and well-deserved success, right, in her career.
No one's disputing that.
Yeah.
No, right. But she definitely doesn't mind the attention, either, in some ways. So, yeah, well, let's get to our poll question of the day. Speaking of, how often do you post on social media? So far, our viewers are, looks like it's tied between monthly and never. Insta, what? All right, those of you with several times a day or once a day, I feel you.
That's how you generate interest.
Foxley.com/vote.
All right, thank you. So are you obsessed with boy bands? Totally in sync with NSYNC, 100%?
We know someone else who's obsessed with boy bands. It's Coco McAvoy. She's live in Hollywood at the Boy Band Bar.
Hey there, the Remix Room in Hollywood has this newer boy band bar pop-up experience. Pretty much every boy band you can imagine is represented in some way here, including 98 Degrees, which was my favorite boy band growing up. And there's even a Boys to Men poster. That was my very first concert. So it's really cool to be here in this bar, and it's gone viral for a good reason. I am here now with Camila and Elle, the co-owners. So this is inspired by your boy band room, right, Elle?
It is. It is. I have a guest room in my house that kind of looks like this, and it was my bedroom when I was a kid.
And what has this section been like when people are here for this bar?
I mean, this is like the favorite photo op. All the girls, even the boys, they're all on the bed, they're on the phone, they're kicking their legs up and just recreating what it was like in high school when you actually had a corded phone, for those of you who had corded phones. I know I did. But yeah, it's like the best photo moment. So.
That's so cool. And you even have trivia going on as well. That's really fun.
Yeah. Every Wednesday we're doing boy band themed trivia, but it's a fun trivia. It's not like, oh my God, you have to know everything about boy bands, but like, for example, a picture round might be name these hairlines. You know, it's like the famous boy band hairlines. And even I was able to get like probably 8 out of 10 of them. And I don't know every boy band like Elle does. I know NSYNC and I know New Kids. Those were the ones I could, and then I was like, oh, I think I know that one. And I like guessed, and I guessed right. But you know, it's really fun. But really, like every night we do karaoke.
Yes.
Karaoke is the heart and soul of the bar. It's here when we do pop-ups. It's here when we don't do pop-ups. And that's a really fun experience.
And if people want to come, how can they be part of this?
Well, go to our Instagram at Remix Room Hollywood, and the ticket link is in our bio. It's at $15 for most tickets, and it comes with a drink, so it's a really good deal.
I love that. Thank you so much, Camila and Elle. This is such an amazing experience. As you can see, I did borrow a jacket from Elle's collection here as well. So it really is inspired by Elle's love for boy bands, and also so much creativity from Camila as well to have this all come together. So definitely come be part of this. It is open for now until March 22nd, but you never know, it could be extended. I'll send it back to you.
Coco, did you have the 98 Degrees and Rising CD?
Of course. Of course.
That's the real one.
And that's why I love this poster so much, because it's actually signed by all of them too, which is even like cooler, an even better touch.
Wow. Coco, you look like a teenager out there. Thank you so much. Coming up, Good Day Cafe returns this week with a visit from a family affair.
That's right. Authentic Southern cuisine right here in Southern California. We're going to check in with them after the break. But first, let's get a check on traffic.
Oh, looks delicious. Good LA Traffic is sponsored by the offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.com. We do have a brand new collision. We're going to take you out to the Hollywood area. This is going to be part of the plan. You want to make sure you leave home a little early if this is part of your route. Northbound side the 101 at Sunset Boulevard, and you'd see the delays building through that stretch. Tow trucks are en route there, and Caltrans camera looks good. The 57 right there at Tonner Canyon looking nice and easy. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside. We've got some partly cloudy skies to partly sunny. We do have a nice, mild, pleasant day today. It'll be the last one before a major heat up arrives. We've got an area of high pressure that is just offshore, giving us a slight northerly flow, and that is what's giving us a slightly cooler sea breeze. But as that high builds over the southwest, that's really going to produce some heat, dangerous heat actually, as we get into Thursday, Friday, and even into this upcoming weekend into next week. It's going to stay pretty warm, possibly well into the following weekend. We have those winds coming out of the north, so parts of the 5 freeway and the Grapevine impacted by some wind gusts nearing 45 miles an hour. So there's that wind advisory that's going into effect today into tomorrow. If you're headed to the beach, temperatures still on the cooler side on the sand, mid-60s. 2 to 4 foot sets Ventura County beaches, 1 to 3 elsewhere from LA County south into Orange County and San Diego. Here's the warm up. 66 along our coast today. into the 80s as we get to Thursday, Friday with that offshore flow. Downtown LA, 70 degrees, and then it'll get up to 25, even 30 degrees above normal, getting to the upper 90s by Friday. Record-breaking heat, potentially very dangerous heat as we look ahead into the end of the week and the weekend. 72 for the valleys in the Inland Empire today, very comfortable. 58 up into the mountains, getting to those mid-70s, as you can see, by the end of the week into next week. High desert, 71, really pleasant conditions there. You can see how it's going to get up to 91 by next week, Monday. And then the Coachella Valley, 83, which is pretty warm. And then we'll look at upper 90s Thursday, Friday. Look at the triple digits continuing as we get into Saturday and into next week. Back to you.
I wish you had smell-o-vision. 5 years ago, these beautiful best friends, Brittany and Jakaya, opened a family affair on a mission to share homemade dishes and comfort in the heart of LA. You can visit them for some Southern hospitality on Slauson Avenue. And today, they're visiting us so we can get a taste in our Good Day Cafe. Okay, besties who have the best recipes here. This is delicious. Look at the spread. And then I want to find out how you guys met, how you became friends and now business partners.
We met in high school. We both attended Westchester High.
Okay, shout out Westchester High.
Yes. So we were both on the cheer team. So I was a freshman, she was a junior, and she took me under her wing, and then we just kind of locked in from there.
I love it. Okay, I love everything you have on display here, but I think my favorite thing right now is the soul rolls.
Yes.
These are a hit, right?
Yes. The soul rolls are what took us viral. It's like a recipe we came up with in our kitchen, and it's mac, yams, greens, red beans, smoked turkey, wrapped in egg roll wrapper and deep fried.
Okay.
Yes.
Soul rolls are great to share because I'm going to bring in my friends in a little bit, but first I want to get to all the other things you've got cooking, pun intended, like these warm honey butter cornbread muffins. These have got to be a hit.
Yes. Such a hit. It comes with every meal that you order with this. It goes in and it complements the meal perfectly.
It sure does. With the jambalaya.
Yes. 3 meat, shrimp, chicken, and beef hot links.
Oh my gosh. And red snapper.
Yes.
Go on. Roll call.
Yes. So we do a red snapper and a cat to die for.
Are these family recipes, or do you guys put a modern spin on classics?
I think we put a modern spin on classics because the cabbage, we add bell peppers. Most people don't do that, but it gives it a vibrant color.
Okay, I'm just going to keep pointing because it's all so delicious. Salmon.
Blackened salmon, and then we put a Cajun butter sauce on top.
Okay, these are the lollipops right here, right?
Yes.
Top lamb chops.
A rosemary soy, and we make our own sauce for that as well.
Oh my gosh, mashed potatoes, washing it down with Kool-Aid, and a sour cream pound cake.
Oh, yes.
Are you guys hiring? I could be a host. I could show people all the different things.
All right, taste tester.
Come on in, guys. Come on in. Okay, you guys do takeout and catering. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we do catering. You can go online. We're very big for the holidays, but we cater year-round. And then we have, it's a takeout location. You just come in. You still get to see us, but we don't have a dine-in at the moment. We lost it to a fire, so right now we're just takeout and cater.
Wow,
drop your social media before we say goodbye.
It's a family affair 5575, our Instagram.
Whoa. And our website.
Welcome to 9 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. We start with breaking news in Mid-City. Let's go straight up to Stu in Sky Fox. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, ladies. Not being neighborly in the 7 o'clock hour led to an OIS, all happening out here in the Mid-Cities area. That's what we're showing you. That's going to be Alscave. Shortly after 7 a.m., one of the neighbors here playing loud music. Another neighbor said, hey, can you turn it down? The first neighbor pulled out a gun. That prompted the 911 call. Officers from LAPD out here arrived quickly. That's all going to be Wilshire Division. When they arrived, that person with a gun, apparently still out in the street, brandished that weapon, and shots were fired. That's where the officer-involved shooting happened. Now, as we understand it, after those shots were fired, that suspect ran back inside the apartment. There was a short standoff out there, but then eventually that person came back outside and now is in custody. As we understand it, no injuries to anybody, but we're still working to clear that all up. You can see this is a large crime scene. They're actually going to have to get detectives out here, and they're going to start an investigation of use of force. What we did find on the ground right there were two things that are a little out of place. You've got a gun and a knife laying there behind that officer's vehicle, possibly taken into custody after that person was arrested or put into cuffs. But right now, though, you can see all those white pieces of paper. Those are all markers for shells that where shots were fired earlier this morning. But this is all coming to an end now out here in the Mid-Cities area. That suspect in custody. Now we're going to send it over to Maria, talk about some weather. Good morning, Maria.
Yeah, good morning, Stu. So glad that suspect has been apprehended. All right, weather-wise, we do have a very pleasant day on tap. Temperatures are going to be a little cooler than yesterday, but still above the average. We've got some clouds showing up here on the satellite radar picture, so we'll look for some partly cloudy skies, depending on where you are later this afternoon. Right now, temperatures are ranging from 43 in Santa Clarita, 52 Woodland Hills, 58 in Corona. Big Bear is warmed up to nearly 40 degrees to the low 60s there in Palm Springs. In the low desert today, in the low 80s, very nice. 71 in the high desert. The mountains still looking at some upper 50s this afternoon. Downtown LA, 70 degrees, which is down from yesterday's 74, but that's still above the average of 69. 72 for the Valley's Inland Empire. Coastline, 66 degrees. We do have some very, very hot temperatures headed our way. I'll let you know when exactly coming up in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Police are trying to figure out why a Florida woman fired some 10 rounds from a semi-automatic rifle at Rihanna's home over the weekend.
Let's go out to Gigi Gracia for more on the suspect sitting in jail this morning, so that is the good thing. But you're learning more about what exactly unfolded, Gigi.
That's right, Sandra and Roxia. We're at LAPD headquarters, but just a short while ago, we spoke with LAPD Chief Jim McDonald, who confirmed that detectives are looking closely at Ivanna Ortiz's social media posts.
Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future.
Many of Ivanna Lisette Ortiz's social media posts are disturbing. They show a woman who appears to be consumed by two things: the Bible together with her prayer journal, entries which she documented daily in online videos, and by celebrities, especially Rihanna, the 35-year-old behind bars again today. She has a history of arrests for domestic violence in Florida, but this time she's in jail here in Los Angeles, waiting to be charged with attempted murder. Ortiz accused of driving from her home in Orlando, Florida to Los Angeles with one goal: to shoot and kill someone inside Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's home. Law enforcement sources say Ortiz's social media trail points a picture of escalating fixation that ended Sunday afternoon outside the star's Beverly Crest home, where police say Ortiz shot at the house they live in with their 3 children, firing from inside her car, they say, anywhere from 5 to 10 times. She then drove away, leaving behind a trail of bullet holes and shattered nerves. Thankfully, no one was hit, and she was arrested shortly after. An assault-type rifle, police say, found inside her Tesla. LAPD Police Chief Jim McDonald confirming today again that detectives are aware of the social media posts and are looking into them further. Meanwhile, her bail has been set at $10,225,000. It is that high, says the chief, because of the number of people that were inside the home at the time of the shooting, all of them considered by police to be victims.
The bail is as high as it is because of the number of victims. There were a total of 10 people present when that shooting occurred, and all would be considered victims. So that's a big portion. And then there's an enhancement for using the weapon.
Can you clear up, we heard Rihanna was home at the time. Can you clear up if her family was also home in addition to staff members?
Yeah, I don't know the specifics as to which family members were or weren't there, but I know that there were 10 people there in the immediate location.
And are you hoping she'll be charged with 10 counts of attempted murder?
We'll present it to the district attorney. They'll evaluate the case for prosecution and make their determination.
That's right. The LAPD presenting their case of 10 counts of attempted murder, but ultimately it will be up to the Los Angeles County District Attorney, Nathan Hochman, to decide if she will be charged with that many counts of attempted murder. Meanwhile, she does remain behind bars. Reporting live in downtown LA, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. And new this morning, the FBI and LAPD are offering a $1 million reward for information on Omar Alexander Cardenas. He's on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list for his alleged role in a deadly shooting that happened outside a Silmar barbershop back in 2019.
Detectives and prosecutors allege that Cardenas fired several rounds from a semi-automatic handgun, striking the victim in the head, causing his death. It is unknown whether the victim was known to Cardenas. However, through our investigation, we believe that to be true.
Police say while they are searching for Cardenas locally, they are not ruling out the possibility that he left the country. So if you have any information, remember, you can always remain anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers.
All right, let's talk about getting to and from LAX. It could be more expensive. Today, Los Angeles airport officials will consider a proposal to raise the fees for rideshare drivers.
Mario Ramirez live at the airport with more on what this plan is and could mean for Uber and Lyft drivers. Mario.
Sanjay, Roxy, good morning. We're hearing from drivers here at the LA exit lot who are already concerned about being replaced by autonomous vehicles, rising gas prices because of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, and now added fees for accessing LAX. Now, here at the rideshare lot, we can tell you that the Airport Commission today is considering a plan that would triple fees for Uber and Lyft vehicles operating here at the airport. So take a look. The current airport fee right now is $4, but under the proposal, commercial rideshare vehicles would pay a $6 base access fee just to enter LAX, plus another $6 fee for pickup or drop-offs at the terminals. That would bring the total cost to $12 per trip, again, up from $4. Airport officials say it hasn't been updated in more than a decade. Rideshare companies, meanwhile, are pushing back, saying the proposed hike is too steep and could ultimately make trips more costly. And drivers this morning wholeheartedly agree.
They're going to make the money, not us. We'll probably make way under. If we're lucky, we'll make, we'll make a little bit more than we used to do. We used to make before. What I see is people are coming to taxi now because taxi has better prices.
I could see them raising the price, but not $12. That's a lot. That's just a lot. But I guess they got to pay for all this beautification around the airport now. Exactly. I think that's what it is.
Now, airport leaders say the proposed increase would help reduce traffic around the terminals and pay for major improvement at LAX, and that includes the airport's new automated people mover known as Skylink, which will connect eventually passengers to Metro Transit, flyaway buses, rental car facilities, and a new ground transportation center where rideshare pickups will also be available. Meanwhile, back out here live, Uber estimates that rideshare drivers could lose as much as $1,000 per quarter if this plan moves forward, and the Airport Commission is set to vote on this at 10 o'clock in less than an hour. For now, live at LAX, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll see what happens. Mario, thank you. Now to the war with Iran, where there's talks of a possible end to the conflict, but warnings of an intense day of strikes ahead.
All right, let's get you caught up with the very latest developments. President Trump is sending mixed signals about how long the conflict will last, saying that it could end very soon, but also warning the U.S. could ramp up attacks if Iran keeps targeting oil routes and shipping in the region. At the same time, Iranian leaders are pushing hard against the idea of a ceasefire. Iran's parliament speaker saying that the country is now looking to end the fighting, instead plans to keep striking back. Earlier this morning, top U.S. defense officials held a briefing in Washington saying the military campaign against Iran is expanding.
today will be yet again our most intense day of strikes inside Iran. The most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes. Intelligence more refined and better than ever. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, the last 24 hours have seen Iran fire the lowest number of missiles they've been capable of firing yet.
Defense officials say the focus right now is hitting Iran's missile systems, naval forces, and military infrastructure to prevent future attacks against the U.S. and its allies. They also insist this operation is not meant to turn into a long ground war, emphasizing the strategy is focused on targeted strikes rather than a broader occupation.
Turning down to some local news here locally, Orange County is working to fix its child care shortage with $75,000 in funding. The county gave the money to the First 5 Orange County to start a program that helps people open and grow child care businesses. The program will teach people how to get licensed and care for young children. Those who complete the program will also get financial support. The need is serious here. 1 in 8 young kids in Orange County has access to licensed childcare.
All right, coming up, Amanda joining us with the latest headlines after the break.
Plus details on a design contest from a nonprofit that needs your help. But first, a check of traffic.
And yes, Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Here's a look now at one of our traffic cameras. This is the northbound 57 at Tonner, northbound side of this freeway here. Cars coming at you, but both the north and southbound sides actually moving quite nicely. As we take a look at our drive times in and out of downtown LA, heading out of downtown towards Santa Monica on that west 10 between the 5 to the 405, just 37 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 28 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, 41 minutes, a little slower. Here's some other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Hello. Good
Hi,
morning.
ladies.
Hello.
Good morning. Have we settled in from daylight savings?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But it's still
Same.
painful.
I would agree. It's still a little painful. Hope it's not as painful for you, though. Good morning. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Bad Bunny has had many reasons to celebrate this year. And this morning, he added another one. So after 3 Grammy wins last month and then a week later performing in this year's Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny is celebrating a personal milestone. What? His birthday.
How old is he?
Well, I love that you asked. Bad Bunny turns 32 today, and now his
baby.
Right? I know. That's exactly what I thought. Now his only post on Instagram is this photo, and it's him in front of a heart-shaped, looks like a chocolate birthday cake, surrounded by fresh strawberries, with candles on top, and the caption very simple. It just says 32. So for anyone wondering, Bad Bunny is a Pisces. 32. Let's take it back. What were you doing at the age of 32 besides Grammys, Super Bowl halftime show, and a global tour?
Oh my gosh. Can't compare to that, right?
What was a highlight for you at 32 years old?
I was traveling a lot for work.
You were? Weren't you here yet?
No.
Oh, you weren't? Okay. I was here.
Yeah?
Here. At a different desk, but here. Yep. I think I was thinking about having a baby.
Pre-baby Araxia. Were your birthday parties a little different before motherhood?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
the club?
Yeah, yes. The discoteca.
Yeah, the discotheque.
And being able to sleep in afterwards,
that
right?
was
The
the
next
best.
day.
Yeah.
But, you know, he doesn't share a lot on social media. And he doesn't share a lot about his personal life. So the fact that he shared that, you know, even though it's simple, it's sweet to see that side.
Right, like
He has a girlfriend, right?
Who's he with?
So the rumor is that he's back with his ex.
Is that the...
Gabriella?
Wait.
Gabriella?
I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah. The girl who he was seen in photographs with on vacation?
Yes. That's her. Okay.
Yeah, they have history together. A lot of his fans like him with her. So, but, you know, they're not coming out saying, like, yes, we're together. But, you know, listen, who were you taking on vacation to a beach with your mom?
Right.
So, you know, we're putting a little bit of the pieces together. Happy birthday to you, Bad Bunny, a.k.a. Benito. All right, well, he posted on social media about his birthday, and that leads us to our poll question today. How often do you post on social media? Let's see what the winner is right now. A couple times a week. Healthy. A couple times a week. 33%. Go to foxla.com/vote. In second place, monthly. What's it like? What's it like?
Oh, man, I like that.
Right? Okay, this is very exciting. A social nonprofit wants to turn a box truck into a moving canvas, and they're asking for your help to design it. Take a listen.
Riverbank's been blessed with something amazing, a box truck, but we need a little design help. Here, definitely here.
Riverbank is extraordinary. Last year, we featured them because they did a lot to give back to victims of the wildfires. And now Riverbank is launching an all-new, all-ages art contest to create a wrap for their new box truck, which they will use to deliver essentials like baby supplies and furniture to families in need all across the region. Now, the winning design will be professionally wrapped on the truck and seen across Southern California as it makes those deliveries. The winning artist will also get a shout out on Riverbank's website and on the truck itself, of course. You can check out their website, rvbk.org, for more on how you can get involved. Now, the deadline to enter your artwork is April 1st. So they said all ages, which means if you have a very artistic child at home, this is a great chance to get their artwork on display.
Very cool. I like that.
Good advertisement.
Community involvement.
Exactly. Representing one of their very own.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Hi there. Welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. We've got a live look outside. Looks like Malibu here. We've got some clouds, and we'll get a little sunshine as well along the coast, perhaps a little bit later this afternoon. But it's going to be a nice day, actually. Today, temperatures will be nice and comfortable, nice and mild, as we continue to get this sea breeze and this onshore flow coming out of the north and northwest. High pressure offshore is going to slowly build in tomorrow, so you'll start to feel those warmer temperatures. And then by Thursday and Friday, even into the upcoming weekend, we're going to be under the control of this strong dome of high pressure, and we're going to get an offshore flow. We're going to get some breezes, sure, when we typically would get this high in this position. However, I think the heat will be the bigger part of this story, as we are expecting 25 to 30 degrees above normal in terms of our daytime highs. So it's been a while since we've seen this. We're going to look for some record high temperatures Thursday, Friday. We're talking about upper 90s, which can be very dangerous, triple digits for the desert community. So I really want to give you a heads up on this, especially if you are elderly, you've got little kids. It's harder to moderate the heat in this case, so please keep that in mind. And if you don't have any air conditioning, already look ahead for where you can go to get some relief from this heat. 70 today for downtown LA. That's not bad at all. Riverside also pretty good, near 70 degrees at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And as we look at Thousand Oaks, we've got partly cloudy skies getting to those upper 60s. But wait for those 80s and 90s as we get to Thursday and Friday. All right, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. One of the worst parts about cooking with onions is the tears that flow when you start chopping them. And now there's a promise of a new onion that would get rid of that problem altogether. It's called the slime ball. I'm sorry. The smile ball.
Your kids have been playing with slime. I take it. Okay.
It's like the way she goes, the slime ball. The
Slime has taken over every parent's life, okay? I get it.
If you know, you know.
So good.
So scientists in Japan spent the past 20 years developing this new onion, which promises to not make your eyes burn when you cut it. That's not the only improvement, though. Scientists also say it doesn't smell as strong as normal onions. Yeah, it's much sweeter than traditional onions, and you can get them in the United States, although here they're being sold under the name Goldies. The distribution company recommends retailers sell the product for $2.99 per pound. The Smile Ball, Goldies. Okay, try it out. See if you cry when you cut an onion.
Oh my gosh, I could even be next to someone cutting and chopping an onion and make me cry.
Same. What is that technical term where if you see something, you either smell it, taste it, or then like start crying? Synesthesia? Thank you, producer Jasmine.
Wow.
So they're cutting those onions and my eyes are starting to water.
No way.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
It's the gas or the fume that the onions release when you're chopping it, which makes you cry. That's why people, like chefs, sometimes wear goggles when they're chopping.
But you know, like I yawn.
Gloves.
That's a whole different wild thing.
You're not gonna make me yawn.
I'm gonna fight it back. You got me though.
It's contagious.
It is contagious. Even if you say it sometimes.
Also coughing. If you cough in a movie theater, everyone will start coughing.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotta tell you guys about tonight. Don't forget about tonight's game going down between Anaheim Ducks and the Winnipeg Jets. The game is at 5:30 p.m. on Fox 11 plus KCOP, where we will televise and you will watch all Ducks games throughout this season.
All right, coming up, it's every teenager's dream to work a job dedicated to their favorite boy band, and one woman is making it happen in Hollywood.
Good morning. That's right. We are here at the Remix Room in Hollywood. I am here with New Kids on the Block. We'll tell you all about this boy band pop-up experience and how you can be part of it.
Good morning. Welcome to 9:30 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines. The Pentagon maintains a positive outlook on the war with Iran. What we're learning about operations in the Middle East as Americans feel the impact at the pump.
Plus, one local city approves a safe parking program for people sleeping in their cars. How the move is sparking pushback from the nearby community.
And all aboard, Pasadena has the perfect place for families to explore all things railroads and model trains. But first, to check on weather.
And let's talk about our pretty nice weather actually still today, but there is a big heat wave that's on the way and it will start tomorrow. You'll feel a little bit of it, but it's really going to be very hot by Thursday, Friday. And I do suspect widespread heat alerts going into effect for this dangerous heat in the 90s and even close to triple digits. It's going to stay hot through the weekend as well into next week. Here's one of our computer models as high pressure really takes over and gives us this offshore flow beginning tomorrow. That high will be around to keep the heat going, and then another one reinforcing that heat as we get into next week, possibly well into next weekend even. So a prolonged period of time with this heat and this heat wave will really pose some health concerns and health problems. And don't forget the power of heat. It is so underestimated. It is the leading cause of weather-related deaths. So keep that in mind as you plan ahead for this coming very hot condition. 70 degrees today, though, for downtown LA, 70 in Ontario, so still not bad. 72 in Corona, 71 in San Bernardino, so that 83 in Palm Springs. I'll show you that 70 forecast when I come back. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. The Pasadena City Council has signed off on a safe parking program at All Saints Church. The proposal would allow people living in their cars to stay overnight in the church's parking lot. The program would be capped at 25 cars with all car owners vetted and given permits. There would be a security guard on site with the parking lot open from 7 p.m. to 6:30 in the morning. A top concern from speakers last night was safety for residents in nearby apartments and condos.
Nonetheless, I think it's going to increase the number of drug dealers and other stuff we've got in the neighborhood. I've seen drug deals go down on lot 12 before, right? When I was taking these photographs, I saw it more than once. We have had people attack you. Well, you remember from the last hearing, guy beaten with a chain by a homeless person, pepper sprayed by a homeless person, packages stolen, apartments broken into. We've got a lot of problems here.
If they're hanging by their fingernails to almost being homeless, we want to provide them with a safe place to sleep without amassing parking tickets and getting their cars impounded.
The measure was ultimately approved by a 5-2 vote.
JetBlue flights back on track this morning after a brief ground stop overnight. The FAA halted JetBlue flights early this morning after a request from the airline. JetBlue blaming it on a system outage, that is. The airline was able to correct that problem, resume their operations. The FAA then lifted the ground stop about an hour later. JetBlue is the nation's 6th largest airline.
And getting to LAX could soon be more expensive thanks to a proposal going before airport officials today.
So the plan could dramatically increase the fees for Uber and Lyft drivers. Mario live for us at LAX to explain what this all means. Also, I know you've spent some time talking to rideshare drivers throughout the morning. Did they know this was happening, or were you kind of telling them this could happen? Were they aware?
Yeah, actually, rideshare drivers, this has been a big topic among drivers this morning. However, when we talk to travelers, customers about it, almost all of them have no idea that we've talked to, at least, that this is happening right now. Airport commissioners set to vote on increasing rideshare fees here at the airport. And the concern is that those fee hikes will hurt drivers and make trips more expensive overall. So right now, those companies pay about $4 per trip to pick up or drop off passengers at LAX. Under the new plan, that base fee would increase to $6 for every pickup or drop off, whether it happens at the terminals or this rideshare lot. And because those fees are typically passed along to riders, that could mean slightly higher prices the next time you call or ride to the airport. But rideshare companies, they're pushing back against this proposal that could triple fees, saying that the hike is too much and it could hurt travelers as well as drivers. Now, officials say once the LAX People Mover, also known as Skylinks, opens late this this year or early next year, fees for pickups or drop-offs inside the central terminal area would climb to $12 under the proposal. Again, that's up from $4, so that is triple the fee. The goal here to encourage more travelers to use the automated train system instead of driving directly into the terminal loop. Now, back out here live, the current rideshare fees at $4 haven't changed in about a decade, and one Uber driver tells us if that plan moves forward, he'll avoid LAX altogether and may even be looking at another source of income. So again, a lot of drivers sounding off about this, and a lot of travelers, customers just finding out about it. For now, live at LAX, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll see what happens there, Mario. Thank you. Now let's go to Stu up in Sky Fox. Breaking news out of Ontario. Stu.
Hey, good morning, everybody. And if you're in the Ontario area, you might already know about this. A huge problem out here with the gas lines. And SoCal Edison is, SoCal, California is out here right now taking care of it. We actually just found their command post out here. They're talking 2,100 plus persons without gas, and this all started over the weekend. Saturday, something happened. Don't know how they got alerted, but it is a big deal. They found water inside the gas lines. This neighborhood that we're showing you right here, this is the affected area. We did see a couple of SoCal trucks driving around the area just moments ago, but that over there is the command post nearby. They did mention that there should be a large presence of SoCal gas trucks in this neighborhood. Right now, they're saying that there is no threat to the public, but they're working diligently to restore 2,100 homes out here with gas again shortly. This problem started on Saturday. Water in the gas line. That does sound very serious. Led to that shutdown. I'm Stu in Skyvox over the Ontario area. Sending it back to you all in the studio.
Stu, thank you. The war with Iran is now in its second week, and President Trump says the conflict could soon be over, but he's not offering a firm timeline. This morning, Secretary Pete Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chairman Dean Cain held a briefing at the Pentagon. They say the timeline of the war will remain up to the president. U.S. and Israeli strikes aim to demolish Iranian military and nuclear sites and to prevent them from being rebuilt. Iran, meanwhile, keeps firing at U.S. bases and foreign oil refineries across the region. President Trump is disappointed the late Ayatollah's son was named Iran's new supreme leader. The Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, saying that the U.S. military is winning, accusing Iran of firing missiles from schools and other civilian infrastructure.
The mullahs are desperate and scrambling. Like the terrorist cowards they are, they fire missiles from schools and hospitals, deliberately targeting innocents, because they know their military is being systematically degraded and annihilated. Iran's neighbors, and in some cases former allies in the Gulf, they've abandoned them. And their proxies, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Hamas, either broken, ineffective, or on the sidelines. Iran stands alone, and they are badly losing.
Meanwhile, the 7th American soldier killed in the Iran war has been identified. That right there, Pentagon saying 26-year-old Sergeant Benjamin N. Pennington of Kentucky died during a retaliatory attack at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. The 6 other service members killed in the war were Army reservists who died when an Iranian drone struck an operations center in Kuwait. And here at home, drivers certainly feeling the impact of everything that's going on at the gas pump. Gas prices going up overnight. Drivers in LA and Long Beach paying $5.34 a gallon for regular unleaded, up 9 cents just from yesterday. Orange County, $5.32. Riverside, $5.22. And drivers in Ventura, you're paying $5.28 a gallon.
Labor market experts are warning small businesses of a silver tsunami. That is a wave of retirements coming from baby boomer business owners. It's being called a tsunami because nearly half of all U.S. small business owners are 55 or older, meaning retirements are around the corner. The problem is only 54% have a succession plan in place. So if these people retire and close their businesses, that would be a big problem for employees who work for them. Small businesses employ more than 62 million Americans and account for roughly 43% of the U.S. gross domestic product.
Uber for Women is going nationwide. The rideshare company expanding the pilot version of women drivers option, allowing women basically to book or set preferences for female drivers. Uber saying the move responds to rider concerns and promotes safety, but 2 California drivers are suing, calling it discriminatory against men. The company maintains its safety improvements have reduced reports of sexual assault on its platform in recent years.
Decades of craftsmanship is on display in El Sereno, celebrating America's trains.
Brooke Thomas is live at the Pasadena Railroad Museum. Hi, Brooke.
Hey there, this is so cool. I keep saying that if you have a thought about what this place is, you need to know it's even cooler. You are looking at one of the largest model railroads in the world. If you stretch this whole thing out, it would be longer, I should say, than 28 miles. Do I have that right, Aaron? Come on over here. Let's talk a little bit because the details in this, I'm just like looking and I'm amazed. The details here. It's so cool. Talk to us about this place.
Well, this is the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum. Like you said, it's one of the largest HO scale layouts in the world. It's a labor of love for over decades that we've been working on it. Yeah, I've been coming here more than 10 years and I still find details that I didn't know about. The craftsmanship here is just wonderful.
It truly is. There's so many things that you can't see unless you're here, and so I'm sorry about that, but you need to come. You need to come Sunday. Just one little thing. I'm going to describe it to you as best I can, okay? But you can look through the windows, and all of the buildings have an active scene happening. There may be people in there. There's the drugstore. There are people inside. You can see people inside the lobby of this building here. It's just really cool. Just I keep saying the detail, but it's cool. And the magic in the details is everything here is handmade.
Yes.
You guys really, I mean, even laying the track and even the material underneath it, everything is handmade. This is by volunteers here, right?
Yes, all volunteers, a relatively small group of volunteers who belong. We started in 1940, actually. But yeah, it would be prohibitively expensive to buy kits and things like that. So everything is handmade out of fairly simple materials and with good paint and texturing and real...
And passion.
And passion, a lot of passion and time. The guys who do a lot of the scenery now are right up there.
Hi, guys.
Running trains above my shoulder. John and Frank for 2 of them, and Kathy, who's around here somewhere.
There's Kathy right there.
Ah, there's Kathy. So, yeah, they're the artists who really, and it's the details that bring this model railroad to life.
It really does. It's crazy that the trains are the least exciting thing to me because there is so much energy put into everything here. It's really awesome. Okay, I'm going to send things back to you all in the studio, but I want to let you know they are open to the public once a quarter. Luckily, for our Good Day LA viewers, we're coming up on the first opening of the year this Sunday. Bring your whole family. There is a suggested donation that they ask of you to keep this place running. $7 for adults, $2 for children. If your kids are younger than 7 years old, they're free. And it's really cute back there in the viewing areas. They even have these little step stools for your little short kids so that they can see everything and experience this as they should. Back to you.
My gosh, so much detail and thought goes into all of this. It's pretty incredible.
So cool.
Very cool indeed. All right, Brooke, thank you. So are you obsessed with boy bands? Totally in sync with NSYNC, 100% into 98 Degrees?
Well, then this pop-up is for you. Coco McAvoy live in Hollywood at the Boy Band Bar. Hi there, Coco.
Good morning. I appreciate all of those references off the top there. That's really great. We missed New Kids on the Block, though, of course, and we are here with New Kids on the Block. We are at the Remix Room here in Hollywood. I want to bring in now Elle and Camila. They are the co-owners, and they have this brand new pop-up experience celebrating boy bands. So, Elle, lots of Easter eggs here, too.
There are. So if you're like a true fan, then you know about the mic colors. So we've got the Donnie, John, Danny, Jordan, and Joe. I actually have their mic colors tattooed on my arm.
I was going to say, beyond a true fan, right, of boy bands?
I am. Some call it obsessed. I mean, I call it a part of my life. You know, they've been around longer than most anyone in my life other than like my family. So yes, I'm a very big fan. I'd say a super duper fan.
Well, but the thing is, they know who you are too, though. You performed for them.
You could call it performing, yes. I've rapped to California Love at a few of their concerts.
Yeah.
And on the cruise. And yeah, so they enjoy my rapping, I'd say.
I love that. And so, you know, Camila, what's so cool about this place is you're always a karaoke bar, but you've got this really karaoke theme for this as well.
Right. So our underlying concept is a karaoke bar. So we bring it through to the boy band theme where we want you to sing some pop music. You know, like fine, everyone has their song that they always want to sing, but go outside of your, you know, normal songs and choose something boy bandy, maybe some Britney. You know, we had a lot of people singing Gwen Stefani on Saturday.
Ooh.
It's all within that like 90s Y2K, like it's the feel, the pop music feel. But yeah, it's really fun.
And talk about how people can be part of this, where they can get tickets.
Well, if you go to our Instagram at Remix Room Hollywood, we have the link in our bio. And tickets start at $15. It includes your welcome cocktail, so it's like a steal.
That is a steal. All right. Thank you so much, Camila. Thank you so much, Elle, as well. Definitely something you have got to come check out. Bring your friends, bring your family, or come alone. You're going to have a really, really good time here in Hollywood celebrating this boy band bar pop-up experience. And like they said, make sure to get your tickets. Remix Room Hollywood. I'll send it back to you.
That's very fun. Yeah, with the karaoke and everything. All right, Coco, thank you. So coming up, we are celebrating Women's History Month with a spotlight.
After the break, we go inside the lab of a world-renowned doctor whose groundbreaking research could actually change millions of lives.
All right, let's talk about our weather right now because we're really going to enjoy today, right? We're going to get prepped, figure out what we're going to do as we get to these really hot days ahead, especially Thursday, Friday, into the upcoming weekend. High pressure is in control of our weather, and it's going to get stronger as we get to Thursday and Friday. Right now, we've got some gustier winds pushing out of the north and northwest, so this wind advisory goes into effect today until tomorrow morning. So parts of the 5 freeway, parts of the high desert areas will look at some wind gusts nearing 40, even 45 miles an hour. So just heads up. Be careful if you've got a high-profile vehicle. That means hazardous driving conditions for you. At the beach, mid-60s, 2 to 4 foot sets rolling in for Ventura County beaches. Elsewhere, 1 to 3 LA County south into the OC in San Diego. Looking at our 70 forecast, here is the heat. 66 along our coast today. Look at how it gets to the mid-80s by the end of this week. And it's going to stay pretty warm, actually, through the extended outlook. 70 for downtown LA, comfortable today. 81 tomorrow. Look at the upper 90s by Thursday, Friday. We're going to keep those 90s, it looks like, as we get into the weekend and next week. Maybe a couple degrees cooler, but it's going to be far from cool. It's going to stay pretty hot. 72 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. Looking at upper 90s here Thursday, Friday. So widespread heat alerts is what I'm expecting over the next few days. And this heat wave kind of prolonged as we continue to see above average highs, even up into the mountains, mid to upper 70s by next week. So this can pose some dangerous conditions for everybody, really, especially those that are elderly, our kids. So make some plans, please, to get somewhere cool. Those cooling sites, certainly possible, will be opened for everybody, like libraries and things like that. So just keep that in mind, please. Low desert, 83 today, to those triple digits by the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Marie, thank you. March is Women's History Month, and today we're putting a spotlight on Dr. Paula Cannon. She's an internationally renowned geneticist noted for her work engineering cells to outsmart viruses.
Her goal is to find a cure for HIV, and her research could be a game changer for millions of people worldwide. Marla Tejas has her story.
Inside a laboratory at the USC Keck School of Medicine, Dr. Paula Cannon is chasing one of medicine's most elusive goals, a cure for HIV. But her path to science didn't start in a lab.
My first career was not medicine at all. I actually worked in the music industry in my hometown of Liverpool in England, and that was in the early 1980s, and that was when HIV/AIDS first exploded. And because I was working in that industry, all of a sudden I had friends and I knew people who had HIV, developed AIDS, and I started to have friends who died. And it just completely changed what I thought I wanted to do with my life.
The epidemic she witnessed in the early 1980s would reshape her life. Cannon left the music business, went back to school, earned a PhD, and eventually moved to the United States, devoting her career to fighting viruses.
Healthy people in their 20s that I knew suddenly became deadly ill and died, and that is just not something that anybody in their 20s expects.
Today, Cannon is a distinguished professor of molecular microbiology and immunology at USC, leading cutting-edge research aimed at using gene therapy to strengthen the human immune system.
What my research is trying to do is it's trying to instead take our immune cells and say to them, you should make this antibody. This antibody is like a checkmate antibody. If you make this antibody, viruses will not be able to mutate away from it.
Her work focuses on engineering immune cells to outsmart viruses like HIV, a disease that hides inside human DNA.
We don't have a vaccine, and we really can't cure HIV. And I'm hoping that by engineering our immune system, we can get to that stage.
Her career has spanned more than 3 decades, but Dr. Cannon says her biggest challenge early on wasn't science. It was believing she belonged.
They never once had a female professor or mentor, and I didn't even notice because that was just the way it was. So one of the nice things for me about coming to this country and getting extra training in the United States was all of a sudden I'm like, there's women in these jobs.
Now she's part of a generation helping normalize women leading the field, mentoring young scientists and pushing the next wave of breakthroughs.
It isn't just something that's limited to, the stereotype figures we have in the past. Anybody can do it. What you need is curiosity. You also need to work hard.
And the passion for medicine runs in the family. Her daughter is also a professor at USC's Keck School of Medicine.
She's an occupational therapist, and that was something she came to herself.
Studying patients suffering from long COVID.
If we're talking about long COVID, I immediately start with, well, the virus does this, and she pushes back with, well, when people have these symptoms, this is what we recommend. So we're coming at this from two different areas of expertise.
Two scientists, two perspectives, working toward the same mission, understanding disease and helping patients. For Cannon, the work is far from over.
We have the technology now. We understand the concept. What is left to do is figure out how to do it kind of at scale.
Decades after watching friends die during the early AIDS crisis, Dr. Paula Cannon is still chasing the same goal. Only now, the science may finally be catching up.
But I'd like us to have a cure. I'd like people to be able to say, I had HIV. That's the thing that really still motivates me.
Marla Tejas, Fox 11 News.
And at 2:30, Marla will be doing a streaming with Dr. Cannon and I believe her daughter as well. So tune in and check that out on the Fox Local app. I bet it'll be a big conversation. There's so much to talk about. It's a big topic.
It's so uplifting to know that our daughters have pioneers like Dr. Cannon paving the way for the future.
Quite a duo in that family. All right, coming up at 10, how the rise of open workspaces has also led to a rise in office bullying.
Plus, we know teens are glued to their phones, but the actual amount of time they spend on it every day might just shock you and perhaps make parents think about taking action.
And Travis Kelce makes a big decision about his future that could also have a big impact on his newlywed days. Good morning. Welcome to 10 a.m. And here's some of the stories we're covering for you on this Tuesday morning.
The U.S. military stepping up attacks against Iran. This morning, the Secretary of War pledging this will not turn into an endless war, but is also not setting any timetables.
And today we're learning more about the woman accused of attempted murder after police say she shot at the home of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky.
And weather-wise, the big headline will be that there's a big heat wave on the way. Today, still pretty mild, comfortable with those daytime highs in the 70s, but get ready for record heat. By Thursday, Friday, 90s and nearing triple digits. More details when I come back.
Maria, thank you. The U.S. military striking more than 5,000 targets so far in Iran, saying it has deeply affected Iran's ability to fight back.
Still, the Pentagon says the focus on destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities continues. And Rebecca Castor joins us live from Washington with the very latest. Rebecca?
Sandra Araxia, good morning. Neither President Trump nor the Pentagon have wanted to commit to a firm timeline for when these strikes on Iran might end, but they are signaling that it might be wrapping up soon.
The U.S. is still focusing on dismantling Iran's ballistic missile program, destroying their Navy and industrial bases.
Today will be yet again our most intense day of strikes inside Iran. The most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes.
President Trump says the U.S. is accomplishing its goals faster than predicted. But keeping oil tankers moving through the Strait of Hormuz is a top priority. The president threatening to hit Iran 20 times harder if they stop it.
They better not play that game. The Strait of Hormuz is going to remain safe.
Meanwhile, questions remain over a strike on a girls' school in Iran that killed more than 150 people, many of them children. And while the Pentagon is still investigating, early reports blame an errant U.S. missile. Secretary Hegseth says the U.S. does more than any other nation to avoid targeting civilians.
That's how terrorist regimes fight. They target civilians. We do not.
I think the department is investigating it now, and I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry it happened.
Despite the U.S. progress, the fighting is continuing. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Kane, says that Iran is adapting as the war rages on, but he notes that the U.S. is adapting faster. Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
So different messages we're getting daily as things change minute by minute in terms of the situation coming out of Iran, right, Rebecca? We still don't have a timeline, although they're saying that this is going to be quick.
Right. That's the answer that everybody is looking for. You know, lawmakers here on Capitol Hill, they just stepped out of another classified briefing. And what we're hearing from those that were in that briefing is that there is no clear indication for when this might wrap up.
It's just so unpredictable. Rebecca, thank you. Appreciate the report.
And the 7th American soldier killed in the Iran war has been identified. 26-year-old Sergeant Benjamin N. Pennington of Kentucky died during a retaliatory attack at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. The 6 other service members killed in the war were Army reservists who died when an Iranian drone struck an operations center in Kuwait.
All right, let's talk about how things are impacting you here at home. Gas prices up again overnight. Drivers in Los Angeles and Long Beach are paying $5.34 a gallon for regular unleaded. That is up 9 cents from yesterday. Orange County is $5.32, Riverside is $5.22, and drivers in Ventura, they are paying $5.28 a gallon.
Meanwhile, Australia has granted asylum to 5 members of the Iranian women's national soccer team. The players were in the country for a tournament when the Middle East conflict erupted. Facing potential danger back home, they were moved from their hotel to a secure location by Australian federal police. The U.S. had urged Australia to provide safety for the team, with President Trump saying the U.S. would step in if needed.
We're willing to provide assistance to other women in the team, noting that this is a very delicate situation and it is up to them. But we say to them, if you want our help, help is here.
It's not clear if the other soccer players have accepted an asylum offer yet, either from Australia or the United States. There are about 10 members of the Iranian women's team.
New this morning, the FBI and LAPD offering a $1 million reward for information on Omar Alexander Cardenas. He's on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list for his alleged role in a deadly shooting that happened outside of a Sylmar barbershop back in 2019.
Detectives and prosecutors allege that Cardenas fired several rounds from a semi-automatic handgun, striking the victim in the head, causing his death. It is unknown whether the victim was known to Cardenas. However, through our investigation, we believe that to be true.
Police say while they're searching for Cardenas locally, they're not ruling out the possibility that he has left the country. And if you have any information, you can always remain anonymous. Just call Crime Stoppers.
A Florida woman is in jail this morning facing attempted murder charges after she allegedly fired an assault-style rifle at singer Rihanna's Beverly Crest home.
It was a bizarre story. Let's get to Gigi right now with more on the suspect. Gigi.
Good morning. We're at LAPD headquarters, where earlier we were able to speak to LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell, and we are learning more, including detectives are taking a very close look at the suspect's social media posts.
Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future.
Many of Ivanna Ortiz's social media posts are disturbing. They show a woman who appears to be consumed by two things: the Bible together with her prayer journal, entries which she documented daily in online videos, and by celebrities, especially Rihanna. The 35-year-old behind bars again today. She has a history of arrests for domestic violence in Florida, but this time she's in jail here in Los Angeles, waiting to be formally charged with attempted murder. Ortiz accused of driving from her home in Orlando, Florida to Los Angeles with one goal: to shoot and kill someone inside Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's home. Law enforcement sources say Ortiz's social media trail paints a picture of escalating fixation that ended Sunday afternoon outside the star's Beverly Crest home, where police say Ortiz shot at the house they live in with their 3 children, firing from inside her car, they say, anywhere from 5 to 10 times. She then drove away, leaving behind a trail of bullet holes and shattered nerves. Thankfully, no one was hit, and she was arrested shortly after. An assault-type rifle, police say, found inside her Tesla. Now, LAPD Police Chief Jim McDonnell confirmed today that detectives are aware of her social media posts and are looking into them further. Meanwhile, her bail has been set at $10,225,000. It is that high, says the chief, because of the number of people that were inside the home at the time of the shooting, all of them considered by police to be victims.
The bail is as high as it is because of the number of victims. There were a total of 10 people present when that shooting occurred, and all would be considered victims. So that's a big portion, and then there's an enhancement for using the weapon.
Can you clear up, we heard Rihanna was home at the time. Can you clear up if her family was also home in addition to staff members?
Yeah, I don't know the specifics as to which family members were or weren't there, but I know that there were 10 people there in the immediate location.
And are you hoping she'll be charged with 10 counts of attempted murder?
We'll present it to the district attorney. They'll evaluate the case for prosecution and make their determination.
So you heard it there. Ivanna Ortiz could be facing 10 counts of attempted murder, plus that enhancement for using a weapon. We have reached out to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office for comment. As of this morning, there was no court date set for her yet, but her bail again is set at $10,225,000, and she does remain behind bars. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Wow. All right, well, we'll stay on top of this and continue to cover it. It is indeed, the best way I can describe it is a bizarre story. Unbelievable. All right, Gigi, thank you. New this morning, JetBlue flights taken off, landing again after being grounded overnight by a nationwide ground stop. The Federal Aviation Administration saying that it has issued orders just before 10 o'clock last night after the airline reported a brief system outage. So JetBlue has not explained what caused that problem, but says it has since been fixed and normal operations have resumed.
All right, getting to LAX could soon be more expensive thanks to a proposal going before the airport officials today.
So the plan could dramatically increase the fees for Uber and Lyft drivers. Mario live for us at LAX to explain how this would work. Hi.
Hi, Roxy, Sandra. The airport rideshare fees currently sit at $4. Under this proposal being considered by the airport commission as we speak, those fees could triple. And we've been talking with rideshare drivers as they're pulling in here to the lot. And they say that this will ultimately make trips to and from the airport more expensive, hurting drivers and riders. So under the proposal, commercial rideshare vehicles would pay a $6 base access fee just to enter LAX, plus another $6 fee for pickups or drop-offs at the terminals. Now that would bring the total cost in fees to $12 per trip, up from $4. Rideshare companies Uber and Lyft, well, they're pushing back, saying the proposed hike is too steep and it'll ultimately make trips more costly. And drivers this morning wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, it's $4 now and $12. They'll just take it out on the driver. And they charge already triple for the customers and take 80% away from us.
They getting all the money. Yeah. The passengers, they're going to have to pay more, and then it's going to get into our pay, so it's horrible.
If for us customers, it's not the best way, because so I wouldn't use it.
Airport leaders say the proposed increase would help reduce traffic around the terminals and pay for major infrastructure projects at the airport, and that includes LAX's long-awaited automated people mover known as Skylink, which will eventually connect passengers to Metro Transit, flyaway buses, rental car facilities, and a new ground transportation center where rideshare pickups will also be available. Now, back out here live, it's definitely gotten bigger, and this has been, I should say, busier, and this has been a topic of conversation mostly among drivers this morning. Uber estimates that drivers could lose up to $1,000 each quarter if this plan moves forward. We'll keep you posted. For now, live at LAX, back to you.
It's a big problem there. We just need to get that people mover going, right, Mario?
Yeah.
It's been delayed for a while.
Yep, exactly.
All right, thank you.
Hi. Hi there. All right, so we've got some sunshine outside, depending on where you are. The farther inland you go, a little bit more sunshine. Then, of course, if you're closer to the coast, we've got some patchy clouds. And this is all because of a little bit more of a sea breeze and an onshore flow coming in from the north and northwest. This area of high pressure is still offshore. Now, this is going to move a little bit closer to us starting tomorrow, and then it'll start to warm up. But it's really going to be in control as we get into Thursday, Friday, and that's going to bring us an offshore flow. We're not so much concerned about the winds. It'll be breezy. However, it's going to be the heat that's going to be the issue. And we're talking about some dangerous heat, possibly 25 to 30 degrees above normal, getting into the 90s and triple digits. So that's in that dangerous range. And you have to remember the silent killer, the heat. We always tend to underestimate the power of heat, but it is the leading cause of weather-related deaths. So I want to give you plenty of warning for the coming heat. I want you to, especially if you don't have any air conditioning, make sure you know where to go to try to stay cool. 61 degrees currently in downtown LA, 54 in Woodland Hills, 46 in Big Bear, 67 in Palm Springs. Today will still be very pleasant, actually. Low 80s in the low desert, 71 in the high desert areas, 50s up into the mountains nearing 60 degrees, 70 for downtown LA. That's actually cooler than yesterday, but that's still above normal. 72 for the valleys and the Inland Empire to 66 along the coast. I'll talk more about the 80s, 90s, and triple digits on the way coming up in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. New this morning, Pasadena city leaders approve a safe parking program for those living in their cars. It was a packed house at the city council meeting last night as community members weighed in on the proposed safe parking program at All Saints Church. The proposal would allow people living in their cars to stay overnight in the church parking lot. The program would be capped at 25 cars, with all car owners vetted and given permits. There would be a security guard on site, too, with the parking lot open from from 7 p.m. to 6:30 in the morning. A top concern, though, from speakers last night was safety for area residents in nearby apartments and condos.
Nonetheless, I think it's going to increase the number of drug dealers and other stuff we've got in the neighborhood. I've seen drug deals go down on lot 12 before, right? When I was taking these photographs, I saw it more than once. We have had people attack you. Well, you remember from the last hearing, guy beaten with a chain by a homeless person, pepper sprayed by a homeless person, packages stolen, apartments broken into. We've got a lot of problems here.
If they're hanging by their fingernails to almost being homeless, we want to provide them with a safe place to sleep without amassing parking tickets and getting their cars impounded.
The measure was ultimately approved by a 5-2 vote. Travis Kelce has reportedly made a big decision about where he will spend the next football season.
And Brooke riding the tiny rails this morning. Hi there.
Hey there. I am at the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum, and I'm just being blown away. This is cooler than I thought it would be, and I thought it would be cool. I'll show you much more after the break.
That is cool. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by My Home Sold. And we do have some improved traffic at this hour as we zoom in and take a look at one of our live traffic cameras here. It looks good. This is actually the northbound 605 at Peck Road. Northbound side of this freeway are the cars coming at you here on the left-hand side, but both sides actually moving kind of at the same speed here, moving nicely at this hour. Here are the drive times in and out of downtown LA. Westbound 10 going towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405. Just 26 minutes. On that north 110 between the 4-5 to the 10, 18 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, just 30 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
A senior prank goes wrong, resulting in the death of a beloved high school teacher in Georgia. But now that teacher's family is asking for leniencies for the students involved. Sheriff deputies northeast of Atlanta say a group of seniors went to the home of math teacher Jason Hughes Friday night to toilet paper his yard. There's a tradition here, and when Hughes caught them, they jumped into their cars to take off. But that's when the teacher accidentally tripped and fell into the path of one of the vehicles getting away. An 18-year-old driver is now charged with vehicular homicide. But the teacher's family is asking for the charge to be dropped. They say Hughes knew the students were coming and was excited about it and wanted to catch them in the act. They say it had been raining and he accidentally slipped and fell in front of the car.
The fact that the victim's family is coming out and saying this is something that you don't see very often, especially in a case where someone has died. It really shows the relationship and the ultimate, the lack of intent from the students and the relationship between the students and the teacher.
The two other students involved in the prank are facing misdemeanor charges in the case.
What a tragic story.
It really is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really heartbreaking for everyone involved, truly.
It's a close-knit community, as you can see right there. It's a tradition for the school to do that, and kind of teachers are aware that this is going to go on. So he was in on the prank in a way, and
it's really heartbreaking.
Really,
My heart goes out to that whole family.
Yeah.
Try to move on from something like this. At the same time, you can't really blame anyone.
Right,
it was just tragic
accident.
truly. Three brothers, including two of the nation's top luxury real estate brokers, have been convicted in a sex trafficking case. The verdict against the Alexander brothers follows a 5-week trial where more than a dozen women testified they were assaulted. Orrin, Allen, and Tal Alexander facing accusations involving trips to places like the Hamptons, Aspen, the Caribbean, where women described incidents of being drugged and raped. The brothers, two of whom are twins, will be held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, until their August 6th sentencing. They're facing life in prison.
Kanye West is planning to take the stage in LA for the first time in 5 years. He'll play at SoFi Stadium in April 3rd to promote his upcoming album, Bully. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, and the singer was supposed to perform at SoFi in 2022, but that show was canceled after he was photographed in a White Lives Matter t-shirt, a phrase used by neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups. Ye also posted anti-Semitic rhetoric online, had dinner with white nationalists Nick Fuentes, and sold white t-shirts with Nazi swastikas on them. Now, this show, part of the singer's attempted comeback, he took out a full page in the Wall Street Journal last month, blaming his actions on his bipolar disorder.
Travis Kelce has secured his future, and not just with Taylor Swift. He's reportedly signed a 1-year deal to return to the Kansas City Chiefs next season. Report from the NFL Network and ESPN saying the deal worth up to $15 million. The tight end reportedly turned down higher offers from other teams to stay with the Chiefs for his 14th season. Kelce had previously contemplated retiring, but has expressed his continuing love for the game and desire to play. The 36-year-old fiancé of Taylor Swift has helped lead the Chiefs to Super Bowl championships in 2020, 2023, and 2024. And if you're wondering about the big date, the big date, the speculation is that Travis and Taylor are getting married coming up in June.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Wow, less than 100 days. It's right around the World Cup. All right, LA and cars, as you know, go hand in hand, but this morning we're celebrating all things trains.
So Brooke, live in El Sereno, checking out the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum. Hi.
Listen, okay, you two, I feel like I know you well enough to know what's going to get a reaction from you, and last hour, it was lacking. You know what I mean? I thought that... I thought you were going to be wowed by this, and I was trying to sell it. And
No. I actually had things to say, but we were told to wrap it up.
We were running short on time. That's all.
That's what happened.
Be like Bob, just ignore the voice in your ear.
Let me tell you what I wanted to say.
Really awesome.
I
Okay,
wanted to tell you that my boss, my news director in Idaho Falls, was obsessed with model trains like this, and he invited all of us to his home one time, and he had an entire bedroom he had taken over, and it looked exactly like where you're standing. So I know people who are so passionate about things like this is amazing. Yes, it's their life.
It truly is. The detail in here and the fact that these are all volunteers who have a passion for model trains, model railroads, and really just making this great. It's interesting, you know, they're open once a quarter. That's because all of the rest of the time they're working on this thing, constantly shining it up, making improvements. I mean, I imagine it took years, Aaron, to switch from the old electric situation you have now to the massive digital controllers, right? It's really magical. I wanted to stand over here in particular because it is just beautiful. It's stunning, the detail. And we were having a little fun, you all, during the break. I was trying to figure out how they get to some of these hard to reach spaces to clean, to make updates. And there's a lot of climbing and popping out and going under. It's really amazing. What's your favorite part about this place?
Oh my gosh.
Hard, right?
Yeah, it's been over 10 years and we're always looking for new people. And I still come in and just go, you know, it's just overwhelming. It's just such a beautiful thing, and the fact that it runs so well. And we've been able to take very, very, very sophisticated analog technology. When we first started building this thing, you know, back in the parts of it go back to the 1960s. It used to be to change tracks. The motor that changed the tracks was a stepper motor out of a B-17 bomber. So, and now we've changed this to this new digital equipment. So to be able to keep all this beautiful decades-old scenery and wonderful old trains going with modern technology, that makes them run so much more realistically, and it's just so much fun to be here.
What's the reaction you get from little kids that come in here for the first time?
They all, the same as your reaction. Everybody just, their eyes go like saucers, because like you say, people go, okay, I'm going to go see model trains. I've seen model trains before. Well, you haven't seen the Pasadena Model Railroad Museum. They come in and they get to the front, they look out over the bridge, they see it all, and they go, wow.
This is awesome.
Everybody, we always say everybody turns into like an 8-year-old child when they first walk in here.
I walked in here an 8-year-old child, but then I stayed one throughout the process. This is awesome. You have to come check it out. They are available to the public this Sunday. When you come in, they ask for a donation. The suggestion for adults is just $7, $2 for kids. If they are younger than 7 years old, they're free. Bring your kids out here. It really is jaw-dropping, and it's a lot of fun, you know?
Very nice.
Sandra, make your little one hold his hands behind his back.
Oh, he's collecting them already. He's getting them sent to him from my brother-in-law, who's collected them for 50 years. So we have a collection.
I feel like he was like me. I would want to touch everything in here.
All right, Brooke, thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. All right, coming up, we'll be joined by the talented actress who plays Dr. Samir Mohan on the hit show The Pit.
And Coco is fangirling out this morning.
That's right. We are at Rebec's Room in Hollywood, and check this out. It has been transformed into a pop-up boy band bar experience. You can see everything is covered in posters. It's incredible. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
Taking a look at our top stories this morning, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said this morning that the U.S. will continue attacks against Iran until the enemy is, quote, totally and decisively defeated.
We're learning new details about the woman accused of shooting at Rihanna's home. The LAPD confirming the arrest of 35-year-old Ivanna Ortiz from Orlando, Florida. It appears her Facebook page did contain disparaging comments about Rihanna and other celebrities. Ortiz is being held on more than $10 million bail.
Pasadena police asking for help identifying a rogue motorcycle rider involved in multiple pursuits. They say the suspect has repeatedly fled from officers and engaged in reckless driving. He rides a black 2021 Suzuki DRZ 400 dirt bike with no plates.
Ooh, bad news, biker. All right, let's talk about our weather because it is really pleasant out there today. We've got an area of high pressure offshore, giving us a slight onshore flow and a little bit of that cooler sea breeze. Now, as that high strengthens, however, that is going to change our weather significantly starting tomorrow, but more so Thursday, Friday, with record-breaking heat potentially and dangerous heat well into the 90s, even some triple digits out there. I'll show you that on the 7-day, but first I wanted to point out the north winds, a little gusty up through the Tahoe Pass, so parts of the Grapevine and that 5 freeway, those wind gusts getting up near 40, even 45 miles an hour. So be extra careful, especially if you're in one of those high-profile vehicles. Looking at our temperature trend here for Woodland Hills, here's that big warm-up I was talking about. Today, 72, not bad, very comfortable in Woodland Hills. Getting up to 97 by Thursday, 99 on Friday. This is record-breaking territory. It'll cool a little bit as we get to the weekend, but you can see we're going to hold on to those 90s. So really a prolonged period of well above average high temperatures will continue. So that can translate to some very dangerous conditions, especially if you're a little bit older or if you're very, very young. You want to make sure you have some plans to get inside where it's nice and cool and some air conditioning. Crestline, 54 today, up into the mountains, looking at near 80 degrees by this weekend. Low 80s by next week. And then lastly here, Pasadena from 69 degrees today to the 90s as we get to the end of this week. I'll send it back to you.
Maria, thank you. If you are obsessed with boy bands, you're going to love this.
This next pop-up is for you, and Coco McBoy is live in Hollywood at the Boy Band Bar to tell us all about it. Coco?
Hey there, the Remix Room in Hollywood went all out for this boy band bar experience. Everything is covered in boy bands. I am here with Elle now, the co-owner. So we're taking a good look inside now, and pretty much every band is represented.
It is. We wanted to make sure we covered everything so nobody could stump us on like what boy band we were missing. So we got them all. We got Backstreet, New Kids, One Direction, NSYNC, Menudo, 98 Degrees, Boyz II Men, the OG's New Edition. We even got Guys Next Door from the Saturday Morning Show, Together, the spoof boy band. Yeah, we tried to cover it all.
I love that, and you really have, and I just love how it looks with everything wrapped in boy band posters. So Camila here, also co-owner, you've got trivia and karaoke as well for this.
Yes, we have karaoke every night, and you can live out your boy band dreams, you know. Group of girls, group of boys. It's not just about the singing, it's also about the dancing with the boy bands. So, you know, people are bringing their friends, and they're just having a really great time.
Yes, and as we're walking more, there's also like specialty cocktails, right?
Oh yes. Luckily, we have an amazing team of bartenders who are banging out these cocktails for you, and they all have really fun themes. And yeah, just come on down and check it out.
I love that. And so for people who want to come down, they need to get tickets, right?
Yes, it is ticketed, but the price of the ticket is the price of a drink, and it comes with a drink. So go to our Instagram at Remix Room Hollywood, and the link is in our bio.
Love that. And Elle, I have to bring you back in too. We've got to talk about your love for boy bands, which really helped inspire this whole thing.
Yes, it did actually. I'm very passionate about it, and